we got to go over the film work, and we went over the film work yesterday and had an opportunity to take it and look at what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And this is a report card I came back with. Not saying that the Browns can't turn it around, but there needs to be some hard conversations in Berea, some very tough, difficult conversations with the players that's in the locker room, because this effort, this type of game plan, and what they're doing right now is not going to turn out well. This season, if they don't get it turned around, is headed to a place where you're going to be talking about some major changes. And for me, it starts with the Browns coaching and the coaching staff. Watching these few games and watching these next games is going to really be important, because I need to see great improvement from this week to next week. Now, the thing that gets me about the Cleveland Browns is you lost to two NFC teams. You did beat the Jaguars, right? So, right now we look, the Ravens are 1-2. The Bengals are 0-3. The Steelers are 3-0. If you can get a victory and you can get a win against the Raiders and get to a place where now you're 2-2, you can try to weather the storm, so to speak. But you have to start identifying the things that you guys do well and the things that you guys can hang your hat on and continue to build on. Right now, you're not doing anything well. You're not doing anything well. And it starts with coaching. They've been grossly out-schemed the first 3 games of the year. Even in the game against the Jaguars, grossly out-schemed. On defense, we'll start with Jim Schwartz, and we've been praising Jim Schwartz. He's the assistant of the year. We've been giving him his flowers. But listen, I've been saying since last year, in the offseason, you're going to have to come up with an off-speed pitch. You're going to have to come up with something, a bit of a wrinkle, because teams are finding you out. You were exposed against the Texans. You were exposed to quarterbacks who use misdirection plays, jet motion. You still haven't been able to figure that out. And then you let a wide receiver and one guy on that offense, Malik Neighbors, do whatever he wants. I don't even know who the running back is. Singletary for the Giants. They have no other receivers to write home about. And you have a rookie receiver in Malik Neighbors. And you have Denzel Ward, who is a $100 million plus corner, one of the top corners in the league, but you're putting Martin Emerson on him. You got Greg Newsome shadowing people. And note to self, no disrespect, those guys are decent and good corners. They're not Denzel Ward. So you can't just say, we got one corner on this side, one corner on this side. We're not going to flip nothing up. No. You got victimized. Listen, Martin Emerson is a 4.53 guy. Today on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, I read off what his scouting report was coming out of college. He's a guy that does not have elite speed deep. He has trouble with quick, twitchy guys that change direction, and he has an issue with recovery speed. Greg Newsome is another guy who has an issue. He does not have top-end speed when it comes in, getting out of his break. He has trouble tackling in open space when it's one-on-one. All these things are on the scouting report. And yet we still want to line up Martin Emerson like he's Revis Island. He's not. He's a good corner. He is not elite. So when we watching this stuff, we've seen teams methodically work the ball down the field on the Cleveland Browns defense, and what happened to all that moving Myles Garrett around? What happened to all them basketball moves at the 3 technique? What happened to all them twists and stunts and all stuff y'all was doing on third downs? I ain't seen this twister or stunt in years now. You got that off with Myles Garrett at 3 technique playing basketball, and guess what? You went right back to playing vanilla, let's race up the field, man coverage and blitzing. And they've been torching that for the last 6 to 8 weeks, dating back to 2023. Dating back to 2023. Another thing, discipline. Greg Newsome, I ain't got a problem with you celebrating. Stay away from the quarterback. Guys, I don't got a problem with you out here celebrating big plays. But stop shooting yourself in the foot and be disciplined enough not to put the hands in the face of the quarterback. That's a dumb penalty. You know they're calling that every day and twice on Sunday. When we get to the offensive side of the football, what type of scheme are you developing here, Coach? Deontay Foreman helped you get a win last week and he gets 2 carries today. You're running quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. What are you running quarterback sneak for? Get in a regular power formation and run the football. Why are you allergic to it? And this is what we got to start talking about. The only thing, listen, Kevin Stefanski in his genius card with his play calling, it's been this way for years. The common denominator is Kevin Stefanski calling the plays, boys and girls. Alex Van Pelt got scapegoated and got fired. Then you brought in another coordinator. Why would you bring in another coordinator if he's not going to call the plays? If Kevin Stefanski wants control of the offense, let him control the offense and run his playbook. So when it don't look good, we can be all over his tail. Don't run somebody else's stuff and scapegoat him. No, that's not running an offense. And if I was Dorsey, I wouldn't have signed up to come here for that. I don't care what it was. Oh, he got fired in Buffalo. I'm not coming nowhere where I'm creating the plays. I'm creating the dishes. And I got to hand it off to Kevin Stefanski, who then is going to imagine what it's supposed to look like. And when has he ever been a vertical passing coach? You keep telling me this fancy passing attack deep and all these levels. Let me just keep it real. It ain't that, it's not that flashy. It's not that intricate. As a matter of fact, when we get to the next segment, I'm going to tell you, it's one of the most boring vanilla playbooks I've seen ever. But we keep handing him play calling into this guy while the rest of his team is creating the most turnovers, creating the most sacks, creating the most anemic offense in the world, but you still got penalties. You still shooting yourself in the foot. You still got time management issues that you can't get 2 weeks in a row, time management issues. But yet and still, the only thing he cares about is calling plays. Well, I'm sorry. There's more than a head coach than calling plays. He needs to figure that out. Let the man Dorsey do what he was paid to do. He draw the plays up and call them. Because obviously you don't have enough bandwidth to control and get everything squared away like a competent coach would. Time management, number 1. Penalties, number 2. Discipline, number 3. You still ain't got none of those 3, and you worried about calling the plays with one of the worst offenses in the game right now. And when they ask you about it, we'll clean it up. We got to be better. We have to be better. Don't get me started. Coaching accountability. They've been out schemed for 3 straight games. Let's see if they can pull something together. Because the stuff I'm seeing on game day, you couldn't have worked on all week. That's what you brought to the party? You brought that to the party? Come on. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.